Hey guys, this is Patrick from Customs and Exotics. Finally got my Langmuir XR set up. I was waiting for one little plug for the back, the connector for the CNC, and had a bunch of trouble trying to figure out the wiring. The instructions aren't that great, and as well as the paperwork and some videos online are kind of like really off. One guy seems like he was explaining pretty good, but then somewhere halfway you can just cut off in the end of the video. So I'll try to make one because I had such a hard time trying to find the right instructions. Obviously, a lot of people are getting it set up real easy, but I have the Everlast PowerPlasma 102i, but the other smaller models, the 82i and 62i, they should be pretty much all the same wiring from what I'm seeing. And I spent almost all day yesterday trying to figure out after I got connected, and I tried every which way, and I kept having uh, no arc on my torch. And so that was really frustrating trying to figure out why. I kept thinking I was doing something wrong with my wiring and the things, but and it ends up I had a friend of mine come by today. He's like a genius with electronics, robotics, and stuff. And he went through everything, and everything was actually wired and correct, and no problems with it. And we found out that the problem was with the brand new CNC torch itself. The top wasn't arcing and pretty much just unscrewed the tip and moved the little brass sleeve inside and put back the tip, and it was arcing. So I spent almost a full day just thinking I did the wrong wiring, but it wasn't at all. So I'm gonna flip the camera and try to explain it, and I'll show what I did to connect it. Hopefully it helps people. A lot of people obviously got these machine correct right, and mostly with the cutters razor weld that most people buy. I just wanted a more powerful one. The 102 supposedly can cut up to 7/8 inch steel and 1 1/8 inch aluminum. So may not do anything like that, but 1/2 inch to 3/4 every now and then for some frame brackets and chassis mounts and stuff like that. We'll see, or other things. So let me flip the camera and okay, I'll go across what I've done. Okay, so there's the XR. So we got it set at level. We had no leaks. There was one leak on the weld here from the thing, so I got got that patched up. Just put some Gorilla duct tape on it. It was like a needle hole in the weld from the factory at the end of this pan. All my joints were pretty good, so I decided to paint the bar yellow just to make it different. We're gonna have our workbenches eventually painted yellow. So we got that hooked up, and there's the Everlast 102i. This is the connector that needed for it, and mine didn't come with it, and we were supposed to, so I had to wait a week to get it. So finally I got my wires connected. So basically I'm going to try to get to the back of the machine first and walk around because it's close to the wall. Okay, so this wire, the torch on-off, is this wire here, which at the other end from this wire has just two wires that when it came to the back it was just two prongs. So I did extend it so it comes through here, and I extended it here to have extra length of wire because it was too short to get to the plasma. So this goes on the pin 1 and 2 inside here, and no, it does not matter which way, because when you strip the white off of them there's a red and a black wire. It does not matter which way it goes on pin 1 and 2. So I'll show you that on the diagram. So as it shows on here, so pin 1 and 2, that's where that one for the torch fire connects to. So solder that to that, which is pin 1 and 2 here. The connector here, this little arc voltage thing, was okay to what it was from the factory. If you put it on these two, then it's for the 1/116th. But where it's at, I mean, what it says here is correct. Didn't have to change that. Now, as far as the other one, this one, the 1/16th or 150 divided arc voltage, the negative on 4. That is a red wire, not our standard black that we know of as a ground. It's actually, the negative is red, and this one is a black wire that goes to pin number 6. I see a couple of videos, almost everybody says to go to 5 and 7. That's for the raw arc voltage. And I had tried that, and it actually didn't work, but maybe it would work if my torch wasn't the problem. So, but I took them off, and I did what a couple of guys have done for the arc wires. I'll show you that in a bit. But so these two, pin 4 and 6, okay, on the VIM module, these are the straight arc direct. This is the wire that goes onto here, div input. So this one would be pin 4 and 6, as just previously mentioned, and is basically for the arc, same as these two. But I found on my machine when it runs, if I use this, it seems to lose its arc and just somewhere within an inch. So I'm just leaving it out, but I have it in case if I wanted to use it. And then it's supposed to be div input, and then this wire, which goes on the back, is supposed to be on div output. But for some reason, going from here to here, there's no contact inside the box. My buddy opened it up, and the power goes from here to here, or from here to here. There's actually nothing powering this one. So even if we tried that, it never worked. It wouldn't fire. So if I put the div input here, and I do put this wire connected, and leave this one on this is PV output, it works. It works fine. So the arc wire for the torch and for the clamp, these I wired directly inside the machine. So they followed through, and I had to open the back cover and open the top cover. I went inside the machine, I zip tied it here, I zip tied the wires in here, and I got one of those wire connector that has kind of like a C clip on it that's wide enough. And right behind here, where the nut is, I just loosened the nut, so I wouldn't have to disconnect everything else. Just loosen the nut, put the C connector underneath, and tighten the nut. So that's for the torch. So this is the black wire that will go into here. And then do the same thing with the red wire, and the red wire came here to the ground, which is the clamp. So this is the wire for your clamp. So you would think that the ground would be a black wire, but on these, the setup is the red wire. So that red wire goes directly again from here. I tape them together. This goes to the clamp, and the black wire from the torch goes to the torch, and that worked perfectly good. The problem I have with no spark or no torch is this thing. For some reason inside it was just like not grounding, so we just unscrewed that, moved the pins, unscrewed the tip, and put it back in. I don't know how he figured out that was the problem, but it worked perfect after that. So I spent hours thinking that my connector back here, I didn't solder the wires right, or wasn't connecting this right, and it wasn't that at all. It was actually, he said it was actually perfect. So, but I did add, like I said before, add wires to it. I made this one a little longer too. So now I can actually move the box, which I'm probably gonna mount and tie over here on the post under the screen. So I might set it up like that, and I have plenty of wire for the plasma. Which will be in that corner. I made a small hose, a short hose, air hose that goes from here. And I have the filter back here that comes with it, and it's going to connect directly here. I have my 220 here on my workbench, and it's been working great. I've just done a couple of test pieces. I just cut this length off of that piece over here. It's about 11¼ inches at 125 inch per minute for 45 amps, and it cut perfect, and there's not much slag. I mean, it's, or whatever they call it, I can't think of the word right now. And there's some other cuts that I've tried, at 150 inch per minute, 45 amps, 40 amps, just to play with it. But so now it's working good. So that's basically what I was able to do and get it working. I do need to get a monitor swivel to turn it, because that angle being that corner is kind of a little awkward to work with. And I gotta change my liquid, the water. I just have that with regular automotive coolant, the orange coolant, so it kind of looks like rusty color, but it's actually just the Fiat, from my Fiat, the orange coolant. I had a half a gallon left, so I just mixed it with water for now, and I will be changing it and put the correct product that goes in there, which is blue. I'll try to find out the link to the company. I have it saved at home, and I'll add that later on onto the description and where to buy it. So I think it's a 5-gallon bucket, and it can mix up to like 150 gallons with water. So this is somewhere around 60 gallons, I believe. I'm not quite sure. And so you can use it a couple of times. So I'll be draining it, cleaning it soon, and changing that. But for now, it works. It's been great. I can't wait to test it. So tomorrow I'll do a couple of monograms, and I got some 14 gauge here, and I'm going to try to use their 2x4. I'm going to try to do a couple of 2x2 monograms and try that, and we'll see how that comes out. And once it goes, maybe I'll probably do a little video on one being cut and see how much time it takes. So I'll probably do 100 inch per minute at 40 amps. That should be more than enough for that. I still got to study what the amperage should be and the speeds. I'm just learning. This is my first time on one of these. So if you have some help, fill in the comments what you use if you're using these machines. Put in your what amperage you use for what thickness metal, say 14 gauge, 100 inch per minute, and then 30 amps, for example. Or for 16 gauge, 18 gauge, 20 gauge, that would be helpful for me, and I'd appreciate the help. So hopefully people can see that and read through it, and I hope it helps you out. It was easier than it seemed from the problems I was having yesterday, but it's working great right now. So again, real quick, red wire to the clamp, black wire to the torch on the inside to the nuts, and pin 1 and 2 up here for the wire that goes to the torch on off behind the box, and then your direct arc wire directly here, again clamp, torch, and this one goes I'll show in the back. So this one I have it on PV output. That's how mine works, since the other one seems to be dead. So I'm walking back around the back of the machine again. So the PV output goes to this one, which is THC, and the torch on off, which is the pin 1 and 2 on the connector behind the machine, and that's it. And it's working. I still got my tapes with the names. So, but can't wait to be playing with it. Start making some stuff with it. Thinking of doing different fire pits and monograms and sign car parts, obviously, since this is what we do here. I've got a bunch of parts to cut out and make for this, and Land Rover frame. This chassis real quick again. We're going to do that. I'm going to make custom brackets for this EcoBoost motor for the transmission mount, so we're going to cut those out, design those, and make those. Maybe some upgraded for metal plates under the front end when it's together. So it'll be fun. So thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, keep up with the videos, and let me know what you think. If this is helpful enough, if you have questions, then post it in the bottom if there's something you don't quite understand, and I'll see if I can answer it and try to help out also. So hopefully this is one of the better videos. I've had a really hard time finding really good videos on how to connect things with this machine. I only saw 3, and they're okay, but they didn't kind of work for me. But let me know. Thanks for watching again. Don't forget, like and subscribe. Bye.